Halo Flashpoint has been one of my go-to games in 2025, and with this, it's about to get even better. Let's take a look. So you can see here on the back all the lovely goodies that we're going to get inside this kit. Plenty of new stat cards, weapon cards, equipment, tokens, etc. 4 fantastic looking new models. I shall enjoy painting those. And of course this, the Wargames booklet. Now this is what's really got me excited, because this allows you to do list building and will make Halo Flashpoint into much more of a war game. So let's get it open. Here are the lovely models that we get. Let's take the lid off, have a little look. So you can see here, all of the Spartans are chunky and the details are really nice and crisp. Yeah, very nice. I like his chunky gun. I haven't had a look at the stat cards yet, so I don't know what everything will be. That looks very nice. Let's pop him back in the box. An even chunkier gun here. Wow, look at that. Doesn't look like there's a huge number of mold lines that I'll need to scrape off. I will give it a check before I paint it, but it looks nice. Yep, like that guy too. Okay, you've got Spartan starting off with an energy sword. If you've played the game, these are very nice. You can see a little bit of cleanup needed there, but nothing too drastic. Just flip him over. Yeah, it's good. It's a nice model. And this last guy has got some pain ready to go on his shoulder there. Some sort of funky rocket launcher. The game's got some fantastic rules for bouncing models around, so I imagine this will cause some sort of explosive havoc. Very much look forward to that. This rulebook may be small, but it's packed with new options for the game. The new rulebook provides points cost for all the models available for the UNSC and for the Banished release so far, although we know that there are more of these bad boys on the way. There's a maximum allowance of 2 models with any particular weapon, so you couldn't just have an entire force made up of guys carrying energy swords, which wouldn't be very balanced anyway, but it does give you all sorts of options now for the game. One of the options with list building is to purchase additional weapons and equipment for your models. Mantic have made a really clever choice here, because if your model dies and respawns, which is obviously part of the game, they come back with those additional pieces of equipment, which is great, because it's really frustrating in a game to say pay for grenades and never get a chance to throw them. In this, every time your model comes back onto the game, he's got his grenades again, ready to throw. The rulebook also contains a couple of new scenarios. The first one, Total Control, is about dominating different areas of the board, and Attrition is a slightly more strategic version of Slayer, because each side has a limited number of respawns, and once you go through those, your forces will begin to dwindle. To facilitate your list building, the expansion comes with new stat cards for every model in the game, except Master Chief, who I suppose is always armed with his trusty energy sword. The big difference here is that you don't start off with a close combat weapon. Your Spartans will have to use their fists unless you pay a few extra points to give them a combat knife. Another great addition to the game is the inclusion of new special orders. The Sangheili mercenaries, if they group themselves together, can perform the same short action twice. And the UNSC can intercept incoming grenades, catch them, and return them to sender. I think this is really good, and there are now rules so that you don't just have one special ability, you can have up to 3. But obviously, you have to pay for them. The final thing I want to mention is a couple of new keywords. EMP fries the shields of everyone within a cube. Guarded prevents exploding 7s and 8s on headshots. Wow! And Stable allows a model to ignore the long keyword, which is such a drawback on so many weapons. This is a fantastic expansion, and I can say without any hesitation at all, a must-have for any fans of Halo Flashpoint. In fact, the only thing that slightly annoys me is that I have other things to do today and can't immediately get my mates round and have a game. I know that I will as soon as I can. What do you think? What expansions would you like to see next for Halo Flashpoint? Are you excited to see the brutes making their way onto the battlefield later this year? Perhaps like me, you're hoping that the game might eventually make its way to a full war game so that we can have all the vehicles as well. What would you like to see next? Let me know in the comments. I hope that you've enjoyed the video. If so, please consider hitting the like or subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon. And until then, keep rolling.